In a disturbing turn of events, recording entrepreneur Sean "Diddy" Combs has found himself at the center of a string of severe charges that span decades. These allegations have been leveled against him. The discoveries that have surrounded Combs portray a distressing portrait of a man who was once celebrated for his contributions to hip-hop and pop culture. These revelations range from criminal charges that were filed against him in the late 1990s to recent lawsuits that include allegations of sexual abuse and trafficking. The criticism that is being directed toward Combs is intensifying as more court documents continue to come to light, indicating a pattern of allegations that have at long last shown themselves. To better understand the gravity of the problem that the musician and businessman is currently facing, the following is a more in-depth look at the timeline of allegations that have surfaced against him. At what point in time has Combs been subjected to claims and charges? Because Combs threatened a photojournalist working for the New York Post with a firearm in 1996, he was found guilty of criminal mischief. He was given a $1,000 fine. Club New York in Manhattan was the location of a gunshot incident that occurred in December 1999. For allegedly convincing his driver, Wardell Fenderson, to claim ownership of a weapon that was found in the vehicle that Combs used to flee the scene of the crime. Even though Lopez was detained alongside Combs and imprisoned at a police precinct in New York City for roughly 14 hours, she was eventually freed, and the accusations that had been originally brought against her were completely dismissed. Some of the charges against him are related to events that took place in the 1990s and 2000s, even though the majority of the charges against him were only presented against him in the most recent couple of years. Number 9. In November of 2023, Cassie Ventura documents a lawsuit alleging that she was sexually abused. In a lawsuit that was filed on November 16, 2023, in the United States District Court in Manhattan, singer and dancer Cassie Ventura, who was Combs' companion from 2007 to 2018, alleged that she was subjected to years of abuse, trafficking, and rape over 10 years beginning in 2008 when she was 19 years old and he was 37 years old. It was settled for a sum that was not disclosed, and it was never brought before the court. Even though Combs denied any abuse of Ventura, in May of this year, a security tape was found that showed Combs severely hitting Ventura in a hotel in the state of California in 2016. Number 8. In November of 2023, Joy Dickerson filed a lawsuit alleging that she had been sexually abused. On November 23, 2023, Joy Dickerson and another plaintiff who has not been revealed filed cases against Combs in Manhattan Supreme Court in New York City. The lawsuits allege that Combs subjected them to sexual assault and forced them to use drugs from the beginning of the 1990s. While Dickerson was attending Syracuse University, she collaborated with Combs on a music video project. Combs was also involved in the project. This collaboration focused on the song that was released in 1990. Number 7. An unidentified woman has made a rape allegation in December of 2023. A federal complaint against Combs was filed on December 6, 2023, in the United States District Court for the District of Manhattan. According to the allegations, the event occurred after they drove her from Detroit to a studio in New York, where they administered medications to her to leave her unable to defend herself. Citing the statute of limitations and the lack of adequate details in the case as the reasons for their decision, the matter is currently being considered. Number 6. When Combs is accused of sexual assault on February 2, 2024, the music producer is not satisfied. On February 26, 2018, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed a lawsuit against Combs in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Jones accused Combs of engaging in unwelcome sexual contact, forcing sexual acts with sex workers, and forcing Combs to consume illegal drugs. Jones brought the action against Combs. Number 5. In March of 2024, the Department of Homeland Security conducted raids on properties belonging to Combs. On March 25th, the investigations section of the Department of Homeland Security conducted raids at several properties in Los Angeles and Miami that were connected to Combs. In the period in question, it was reported that the raids were associated with an investigation into sex trafficking. Aaron Dreyer, who represents Combs, gave the following statement at the time. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced, coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. Number 4. Combs is identified as a co-defendant in the sexual assault allegations that were filed in April of 2024. Combs was named as a co-defendant in a criminal case that was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court on April 4th. In addition, the lawsuit asserts that Combs was involved in the facilitation of the assault and that he bribed the skipper of the yacht to keep quiet about the occurrence. Number 3. It is alleged that a fashion student was sexually assaulted on May 1st, 2024. On May 23rd, April Lampros, who is 51 years old and a former student at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, filed a lawsuit against Combs in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. In the case, she claims that Combs sexually assaulted her on many occasions between the middle of the 1990s and the beginning of the 2000s. Number 2. Combs is accused of sexually assaulting a partygoer in June 2024. At a party held at a Holiday Inn in Detroit nearly 30 years ago, Derek Lee Smith, a prisoner from Michigan who is currently being held in Ernest C. Smith, is currently incarcerated in the facility. On September 9th, Smith was awarded a default judgment of $100 million as a result of the rapper's inability to appear in court. On the other hand, attorneys representing Combs filed a motion this week to overturn the ruling, arguing that the statute of limitations for launching the action had passed in 2007 and that the allegations are not credible. Number 1. At the beginning of September 2024, Combs was accused of sexual assault by Dawn Richard. Dawn Richard, who is 41 years old and hails from New Orleans, filed a lawsuit against Combs on September 11th in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Richard was a former member of the group. During the time that she was contributing to the show, she claims that Combs subjected her to both sexual assault and psychological torture. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe for more updates, and drop a comment with your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you.